Today I'm unboxing this 32nd scale R32 Nissan Skyline. And this 32nd scale R32 Skyline. And this 32nd scale R32 Skyline. And this 32nd scale R32 Skyline. Let's start with these two because I reckon they're going to be effectively the same model, but this one is going to have some extra bits to make it a patrol car. These are RE brand, which is now taken over by Microace. So you should be able to get exactly the same kits, just in slightly different boxes from Microace. So let's take the lids off. Yep, they look to be almost exactly the same. One-piece body. Clear parts. Interior. It's another curbside. It's another little Microace curbside. So no engine details, obviously. Got the exhaust and not a bad looking underside, fairly well cleanly moulded. Got a bit of flash here on the front bumper, the front air dam skirt, whatever you want to call it. And so this, I think, is your base model. And then you get things like this, where you get the specific bits, and I'm going to bet that there's a different set of specific bits in this one. It's raised Volk-looking wheels, pretty deep bucket seats there, and tyres. All the RE models seem to have the same tyres, which aren't actually as wide as the wheels, which is a bit of an oddity. So I'll probably, when I'm building it, I will probably 3D print some wheels and tyres for them. Very nice, simple little decal sheet there, gauges, a couple of badges, and Skyline branded number plates. The instruction sheets for REs are really quite simple. They're almost always one page because these 32nd scale models are super simple to put together. So what's in the patrol car? See which bits are different in here. In fact, all of these sprues, including wheels and seats, all of these sprues are, let's face it, identical to the other one, as I suspected. The difference is here, and something odd's happened to the tyres. I'll have a look at that. And something odd has happened to the tyres, but it rubs off, so just because they've been in there with white plastic, I guess. So these, and I'm not going to try and work out how they go together just now, but these are the bits that go towards making the police lights and any other additional bits, which are explained there. So we've got some sort of air dam across here. I don't know what this is supposed to do. Across the bonnet, and then you build up the lights from this and these and these. I'm not sure what this does because it doesn't appear to be in the instructions. So, extra bit. Anyway, so there we go. These two are practically identical apart from these sprues in the patrol car. The next two are relatively recent releases from Aoshima and a company called Mono. They are snap kits, and obviously as they're newer builds, I expect them to go together a bit better, quicker than the Microaces. Got chrome for the lights, which is going to give them a bit more detail and depth than the Aoshima body kits. Then we've got the lenses for the lights and the rear lights. There's the clear for the interior, the windows, and here's the body. Now, the Mono body comes pre-painted. I think the Aoshima one does as well, because I think we can get these in different colours. So, there's a little bit of a mark there on the paint, and there, so I'm not sure whether we need to rub that out or spray over it or what. Wheels, again, they look very Volks TE 37-ish. and tyres. And this is actually something of a step back from the Microace RE ones, because they're moulded plastic. But I guess that goes with it being a snap fit. These will just snap right into there. And then the underside is, ooh, no detail whatsoever on the underside, perfectly flat. That's a bit disappointing, really, isn't it? And mirrors and a spoiler in the same colour as the body. Again, some slight issues with paint there. Don't know if it shows up on the camera. Just there. And here we have the interior, which is a single piece moulded up, just all folds together and clicks into place, which is cool. And those door parts look a little bit better detailed than the ones in the Microace. Cool. And then we've got details for the front intercooler, radiator, whichever one that one is, steering wheel, and those will be the axles. Now I think this one, you can build it 2 different ride heights. I'll have to have a look at that when I get to actually building it. And then we have stickers for the window surrounds and the dials and various bits and pieces, and colour ones for the lights. Reminds me a bit of Gundam. And instructions, which I expect to be fairly simple. There you go. I reckon you could put this together in minutes, maybe not minutes, you know, clip it together within a half hour to an hour easily. So there you go. You can have it on 2 different ride heights, depending how you thread the axles through here. So it's got to be stanced, really, hasn't it? And the last of the kits, before I do a side-by-side comparison of the bodies to see how similar they are, if there are any glaring differences between them. Mono. Pre-painted body, partially tampo printed, so there'll be some of the badges, I presume, will be already on there. No glue, easy to assemble. So let's have a look. This is almost the same colour as the Aoshima one. I really should have picked a different colour for the 2 of them. I can't see any paint problems the same as I saw on the Aoshima. And there you go, there's your tampo printing. Got the red lights, got brake lights, I think, already in there. So yeah, the finish on this is better than the Aoshima one, just from a first glance. The interior, however, is very flat. I suspect there might be options with these to put motors in them, because that's not, well, if you look at it from the side, there's all this space in here, which the interior should come down this deep, but it doesn't. I strongly suspect that there are versions of this, or there will be versions of this, with motors. And here are our transfers. Actual transfers by the look of it, rather than sticky on bits for the like the Aoshima's got. More bits in the body colour. And this will be in more of the tampo printing. The screen surrounds, and rather nicely, I don't know if you can make that out. The I'm not sure what you call it, but the grid, the electric grid of old school rear window demisting is on there. I presume that's what that is, but it's there. It's quite nicely detailed. So we're back to having an actual detailed underside, though not as detailed as the REs. Let's take it out of the bag. So the underside has drivetrain detail, but less detailed than the REs, the Microace REs. Red clear for the rear lights, clear and orange for the front lights. Rather nicely detailed wheels, different looking wheels to the other 3 cars. The other 3 cars have all got those TE37 look ones. I'm not sure what these, I'm not a wheel aficionado, so I'm not sure what these are meant to look like. And they will go in here Yep, to make the actual wheels. 2 sets of mirrors. Not sure whether they expect me to lose them or not, but it's nice we've got 2 sets of mirrors. Front splitter, front air dam, again with a body colour with some stuff printed on, and back to having some actual rubber wheels and metal axles compared to the Aoshima's plastic ones. And yeah, you can get this one in 3 different colours. This still intrigues me. This sort of lack of depth to the interior intrigues me. But everything else about this one is better than the Aoshima in my opinion. At a first look, we'll see how they go together. And there's your guide to where to put the few transfers you still need to put on. So, this is the final thing really to consider, is how do they match up? How do the bodies look? Are there any major differences? And looking down from above, so here we have the mono, Aoshima, Microace. The difference between these two is because this has the front bumper and the lights moulded in. So mostly the difference there will be compensated for when that actual part is put onto here. Also at the back, the bumper's moulded into the body here on the back of the Aoshima and not onto the back of the mono. That's where those two differ, but I think will likely come out to be effectively the same. Looking from above, and it may be down to the paint, the bulges here at the back on the mono are more pronounced than on the back of the Aoshima. They're also more pronounced on the back of the Microace than on the Aoshima, I think. And there is a bigger difference between these two and this. The size, if you look at the size of the roof is larger, but it has the window surrounds are moulded into the windows, so that may make a difference too. Visually that way, and to an extent that way. This is shorter than this, but only just. And again, this is missing the bumper at the front and rear bumper, so it may, once built, match up back up to that. Side by side, if we look at space between the wheel arches, very slight difference between them, between the Aoshima and the Microace, and between the Microace and the mono, not so much. So you'd expect these ones as newer tools to be that little bit more precise. They've got things like 3D scanning they can use these days to get a much more precise model. So they all I think they will all happily sit next to each other. If I build a little street cruise diorama and I build all 3 kits and then, have the police one coming in to chase them away. If I build them all, I think they'll happily sit together on a diorama. So to sum up, I like this one. The mono, I think the body of the mono is better. The interior probably the interior of the Aoshima is better, and the Microace, I have a soft spot for the whole brand, and also these are really cheap. So if I really wanted to do mad customs work, 3D print stuff, and give it some mad body work, I'd work on one of these rather than cutting up one of the newer ones, which cost twice as much. I definitely recommend these two. Can't really recommend this one so much. I got them all from Hobby Link Japan. I'll stick a link down below, and I may build this one just to see how it goes together. This one may, because of the space inside the body, this one may get turned into a slot car. This one is going to get some 3D printed fun and games done to it. However, at the rate that I do things, who knows when those are going to happen.